So good morning. I'm Brad Trost, Member of Parliament for Saskatoon-Humboldt, and it is my great pleasure to see each and every one of you here today. I'm especially pleased to be able to welcome the Honourable Jerry Ritz, the Minister of Agriculture and Agri-Food, the Honourable Brad Wall, Premier of Saskatchewan, otherwise known as the Rider's biggest fan, and His Worship, Mayor Don Atchison. Thank you all for being here to make this important announcement. And of course, I honestly cannot take the full time to name every member of City Council and every member of the legislature that's here. Suffice it to say, I think most, if not all, of City Council is here, and every MLA possible made it out. And I do bring regrets from my colleagues, Kelly Block and Lynn Yellich, who can't make it here today. So without any further delay, I would like to now call upon the Honourable Jerry Ritz to speak on behalf of the Government of Canada.
Thank you, Brad. Good morning, everyone. What a great day and what a great view out there. It's a pleasure to be here with Mayor Atchison and, of course, Premier Wall for this very important announcement here today. I'd also like to recognize all of my provincial and municipal colleagues who were able to attend. Thank you so much. Today is a major milestone for infrastructure here in Saskatoon. The Saskatoon North Commuter Parkway is a vital project for this growing city, and many of the people here today have worked very hard to make it a reality. The new parkway will divert traffic from the congested bridges and arterial roads to the south. The traffic bridge will provide an alternative route for emergency vehicles, transit and private vehicles to cross the river in the downtown core, and include pedestrian and bike lanes on both sides of the bridge that will connect to the existing network of pedestrian and bicycle paths. This will reduce congestion and shorten commute times for the residents of Saskatoon. Today, on behalf of Canada's Finance Minister, Joe Oliver, I'm pleased to announce that the Government of Canada is investing $66 million to build the North Saskatoon Commuter Parkway through the P3 Canada Fund. Exactly. This is the fourth project in Saskatchewan to receive an investment from the P3 Fund. Our government understands the importance public infrastructure plays in the everyday lives of Canadians. Efficient and modern infrastructure keeps Canadians safe and healthy, supports businesses, job creation and economic growth, as well as paving the way to continued long-term prosperity. Our investments in infrastructure are benefiting Canadians from coast to coast to coast, and we know that P3s can help deliver public infrastructure on time and on budget, protecting taxpayers from unexpected costs. Our government supports P3 projects like these because they've been proven to deliver value by bringing on board the expertise and innovation of the private sector. P3s have a proven track record of ensuring the work is completed on time and on budget. The new Building Canada Fund, the largest and longest infrastructure plan in Canadian history, was announced last year. It will provide some $14 billion in long-term predictable funding for infrastructure across the country. As part of this new plan, our government announced the renewal of the P3 Canada Fund in the amount of $1.2 billion over the coming 5 years. To date, P3 Canada Fund supported projects have averaged 12% savings to taxpayers compared to traditional procurement options. Municipalities like Saskatoon are demonstrating that they can build infrastructure faster and better by taking advantage of the innovation and efficiency we see throughout the private sector. To close, across the country, we see many examples of successful P3 projects, including others right here in Saskatchewan. That's how we know that this project will provide Saskatoon residents with high-quality road and bridge infrastructure, transfer risks like cost overruns and unexpected maintenance costs to the private sector where they belong, and deliver economic benefits to the city by creating high-quality jobs and facilitating commercial activity. We're proud to support projects like this one because we know that P3s allow governments the opportunity to improve the infrastructure they need and deliver it for Canadians. Today is great news here for infrastructure here in Saskatoon. I look forward to seeing this project underway in the coming days. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Minister Ritz. And now it's my great pleasure to welcome the Honourable Brad Wall, Premier of Saskatchewan, to share a few words on behalf of the province.
Thanks very much, Brad. Good morning, everyone. I think about 6 years ago, Mayor, we gathered with the federal government in Saskatoon for an announcement a lot like this. I'm not sure if we'll be back in another 6 years, but sooner that wouldn't surprise me at all. I remember the Prime Minister said publicly at the time of the announcement of that particular bridge project that Saskatoon was growing. He knew that because he said his folks had a hard time even getting hotel rooms at the time. I think we've seen hotels now being built in the intervening 6 years, and yet it would probably face the same challenge today because the city continues to grow. The city continues to be one of the most dynamic cities in the entire Dominion of Canada. Last year, Saskatoon recorded the highest GDP growth rate amongst the major cities in the country. 2014 is shaping up to be another strong year. We just had the job numbers out on Friday. The province is doing very well in that regard, not the government, but the province and the economy. The entrepreneurs, the business people are creating jobs at a record pace in Saskatchewan. And Saskatoon has the second lowest unemployment rate in the country at 4.2%, just behind the city of Regina. All of this poses a challenge for the mayor and the council and for all the people who live near Saskatoon. I think it's a welcome challenge versus the challenges we used to face in Saskatchewan. It's the challenge of growth, and it manifests itself significantly in traffic, even for those of us who are not from Saskatoon but are here frequently. We get caught up in that traffic. We wait on Idlewild. We wait in all parts of the city. Again, it's a relatively welcome development. It's still, though, an issue and a challenge of growth that we want to help the city address, that we want to help our provincial economy address where we can. So I want to thank my colleagues in the provincial legislature, from Saskatoon especially, who have been a clarion voice of support for this project, and more on the mayor and council in a minute. But to them, I want to say thank you, because today we're pleased to announce that the government of Saskatchewan is committing $50 million to the construction of the North Commuter Parkway Bridge. It's a pleasure for us to partner with the city and specifically with the federal government. They have been true to their word with respect to the deployment of that P3 Canada fund. And Saskatchewan is doing very well by that program, thanks to the Minister for the province, thanks to all of our members of Parliament who have been working on the government side to affect these projects. Of course, the Minister referenced the Regina Bypass project. It'll be the largest infrastructure project in the history of the province, and now we have this announcement today. So, Minister Ritz, I just want to say to you and through to your colleagues, to the Prime Minister and the federal government, we thank you very, very much for the recognition of growth here and the strong support for infrastructure in Saskatchewan that we're seeing. Finally, I want to say to Mayor Atch, thank you very much for your leadership in the city and across the province. I'm not sure, but I think you probably talk about bridges in your sleep. I appreciate the determination on the part of the mayor and the part of the council for projects like this, for other infrastructure projects that you're seeking partnership with the provincial government and the federal government on down the road as you seek to meet those challenges of growth. We do want to see the province's economy continue to grow, and in order for that to happen, our largest city, arguably the strongest economic city in the country, needs to be able to find meaningful partnerships to meet those challenges, and our commitment is to be there today for this project, and we'll work together on future projects as well. Thanks to everyone for being here today.
And now, without further ado, I'd like to invite His Worship, Mayor Don Atchison, to the podium to make a few remarks.
Thanks, Brad. I've been phoning on a regular basis just to make sure your health's okay, of course. To the citizens of Saskatoon, first of all, I want to thank you for your patience. We will shorten your commute. And on top of that, I do want to recognize all the councillors that are here today: Councillor Dunhauer, Councillor Jeffries, Councillor Davies, Councillor Lawson, Councillor Lowen, Councillor Wanchuk, and Councillor Clark has joined us too today. It really is an exciting morning for all of us, and this may come as a surprise to some of you, but I think we owe a few thank yous. First of all, I want to thank Minister Ritz and the federal government for your partnership. It's amazing when you think about the bridges that we've been able to build over the past few years. Circle Drive South, Circle Drive North, where we added 2 lanes, and now the Parkway Commuter Bridge and the Traffic Bridge. A total of 16 lanes across the city of Saskatoon, bridging both the east and west banks together. And without your help and commitment, things like this just wouldn't happen. We also want to thank the Premier Wall and your government and your commitment to the City of Saskatoon and our success. Really and truly, when you think of the funding, and I think of Circle Drive South Bridge that came in under budget, and we were able to phone your government and talk to you about the additional funds that were there and how terrible it would have to be to go through paperwork to send back the money to you. And the only right thing to do would be to reinvest that in an overpass at Preston Avenue and Circle. And today I think everyone looks back and says it was just a natural thing to do. And we thank you for that, along with the $50 million once again today. I do want to acknowledge, though, your counterparts, if that's okay, today with us today, Minister Campo, MLA Corey Tucker, Minister Wyatt, MLA Norris, Minister Hepner, MLA Shoveldayoff, Minister Ryder, MLA Roger Perrant, my old golfing buddy from many years ago. I think I finally paid my last debt off to him. And of course, MLA Merriman too. And the Parkway Bridge today is a traffic bridge project will allow thousands of hardworking people to get to their jobs and home once again. When you think about the number of people that are going to be able to use the new Parkway Bridge, a total of estimated at 40,000 vehicles a day. 40,000 fewer vehicles that perhaps at the very beginning on Circle Drive North Bridge to shorten the commute for people once again. The new traffic bridge will in fact handle nearly 12,000 vehicles a day. And when you think of the Senator Sitbuckle Bridge, the University Bridge, and the Broadway Bridge that are going to be requiring repairs over the next few years, the traffic bridge will play a vital role in allowing people, again, to get to and from work and to home and to be with their families. These bridges will change the way tens of thousands of people move around the city each and every day. It'll shorten their commutes, it'll cut fuel costs, it'll grow the community and our economy, and it'll improve our quality of life for everyone. Now, oftentimes when you're sitting in those traffic jams, and the Premier talked about having success in our community, I keep on saying, thank goodness we are such a successful city and a successful province. Having had the opportunity to go to other communities across Canada and to the United States of America, where they've been in recessions, depressions, reducing the size of their communities, wondering where jobs are going to come from, I can tell you right now, I'll vote for success every day of the week. And I've yet to hear of anyone who wants to move to a community that is failing. I've yet to hear someone say, I think I want to move to that community because they're failing so I can fail with them. People usually say, I want to move to a community because it's successful, and I want to be able to succeed with them too. Well, that's what's happening here in Saskatoon. This project's the first of its kind anywhere in Canada, bundling two bridges together as a P3. And it's interesting when we talk about partnerships, I always say partnerships are about everyone bringing their checkbook to the table. Not one side bringing a checkbook and the other side bringing a deposit book. And in this case here, all three partnering once again. And I think it shows the benefits of being able to cooperate and work together for the betterment of citizens in Saskatoon, the province, and the great nation of Canada. Working together truly is the way to go. And in Saskatoon, we've always been looking for innovative and creative ways to bring necessary infrastructure and services to our citizens. And this is just another great example of creativity. We're working for today, and we're planning for tomorrow. Again, I do want to thank our partners. Minister Ritz and the federal government, please give our best to the Prime Minister and to your colleagues who unfortunately weren't able to join us today. To Premier Wall and the provincial government. We do so many different projects together that benefit not only Saskatoon, but the entire region and the province. And please thank your caucus and your colleagues for us once again. To the federal MPs and our Saskatoon MLAs, without your help and assistance, I can tell you right now, a lot of projects just wouldn't happen in Saskatoon. Behind the scenes, you play such a vital role and key role in helping us out. To our councillors for picking up those phones and talking to your counterparts, and to our administrative staffs, one to the other, thank you ever so much. I look forward to getting together for the ribbon cutting and the party on the Parkway. Thanks ever so much, and have a great day.